Not only does it look great, it really has got a proper premium feel.
My name's Guy Kestevan. I've been a professional bike tester for nearly 25 years, and today I'm in the historic streets of York testing the Kinesis Range Fitness e-bike with Fazua motor, 700c wheels, and absolutely limitless possibilities of where you can ride. So here it is, Kinesis Range. As you can see, there are some similarities straight away with the Kinesis Rise e-mountain bike that I've already tested, not least this fantastic metallic flake galactic paint job. And it's got the same Fazua Evasion motor system in there, so that's your controller on there, putting you through your different modes, and then the battery and the motor all sit in this removable package on the down tube.
And removing the Fazua motor and the battery, you know, for recharging or just if you're leaving the bike for a while, just couldn't be simpler. You literally just reach over and out the whole unit comes. And because there's no drag, it's genuinely easy just to ride the bike as a conventional pedal powered bike.
It's a 65 Newton meter motor, 250 watts, but you can move it up to 400 watts peak power if you want by tuning it through the desktop app. And then you've got the button on the top tube here to just cycle you through the 3 different modes while you're riding.
And while the information from the frame remote is pretty basic, just to keep everything nice and clean, you've got this Fazua Rider app for your smartphone, which gives you all sorts of different options for the main display. And then you've got a dashboard, so you can see your battery temperature, your average speed, your speed, all sorts of different metrics on there. And you can completely customize those. Depending on what you want to see in the dashboard. And then you can just plug it into your PC to do a more advanced tuning if you want. So the bike is completely customizable to make it work ideally for you.
And this Fazua Evasion system, like I say, completely self-contained. So once the battery and motor pack is out, you're saving over 3 kilos in weight. So what is currently a just under 15 kilo bike drops down to 11.5 kilos. And that makes it a really useful, lively, you know, lightweight all-round commuter. It adds a level of versatility you just will not get on a standard e-bike. And the way the Fazua is set up, because it's got a soft connection between the chainset and the actual motor, it's a really, really super quiet system. And also, there's absolutely no drag if you exceed that, you know, standard UK 15.5 mile an hour or 25 kilometre an hour speed limiter on it. It's got the lightweight, stiff alloy chassis, but out the back, it's a lot slimmer setup, much thinner chainstays, much thinner seat stays as well. Because obviously, whether you're riding cobbles or whether you're riding back, you know, you're bike packing across rough bridleways, this bike is really, really smooth. I mean, normally having a motor in a bike makes it a bit of a thumping lump over rough sections, but I've been amazed how smooth this bike feels on the rougher sections of cobbles and bits of backtrack and bridleway I've ridden on it so far. And although it comes standard with a 44mm byway tyre, there's room to actually fit a 50mm tyre in here, so that's something I'm going to be trying later. In terms of equipment, you've got Shimano Dior 10-speed on the back, and then Shimano Dior brakes as well. You've got a Praxis crank with wave chain rings, so super secure chain retention on there, and it's a 42-tooth crank with an 1142 rear block. So really good wide range of sequential gearing there, which is of course operated by this rapid 5 shifter up on the bars. And because it's a mountain bike gear set, you can see you've got an optional clutch there which you can flick on and off, but to be fair, I've been running it on because it just makes the chain run a lot quieter and a lot more secure. And as we go up the stairs here, you can see it's got mudguard and rack mounts, and mudguard and rack mounts up here as well. So fully versatile in terms of cargo fittings there and fixtures. And then you've got room for 2 bottle cages inside the down tube, and it's a proper everything mount as well, so you can run any kind of cage you want on there. You've got fully internal cable routing on the main frame, just pops out there, and you can even run a dropper post if you want. It's a slimmer head tube on the Range than it is on the Rise, so again, slightly smoother ride. And then it's got these top of the range Kinesis forks, full carbon fork with, again, full bike packing mounts on there and a 12mm through axle at the bottom, and again mudguard eyes on there so you can run with fenders or a rack. So this is a fully all-weather, all-purpose versatile bike, and those are exactly the same forks they use on the Tripster ATR, their titanium bike packing bike. And again, been really, really impressed by the smoothness of the ride you get from these. This is the flat bar version, so you get a flat bar and you get mountain bike brakes and mountain bike shifters, and they've even put a Lizane bell on there for me. There is a drop bar version as well if you want a more conventional sort of racer style riding position. But I have to say, this hybrid setup really suits the whole versatility of this bike. And then I've just flipped it round so you can see there's the key that holds the Fazua motor in there, so you know that's an extra level of security if you're leaving it in town. And then there's the internal cable routing detail, just to keep everything nice, quiet and clean. So that's a quick tech talk round on the bike done. Let's take to the streets and see how it rides.